Hello everyone, this is Romario with a new Legacy video, fresh off of a Buffalo Chicken Dip Legacy. And if you had a chance to check out the stream, you would see that I played basically the list that I played in my last Legacy video. Well, sort of. But before I get to that, I'll ask you for please, if you can hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you like Legacy, if you like pre-modern. Yeah, so I was pretty excited to play this Mystic Forge deck in the Buffalo. Oh, it's short by BCDL. It was a weekend in Columbus, Ohio that we played Legacy on Saturday and Sunday. It was a ton of fun. On Saturday, I played the exact 75 you're looking at here. I ended up finishing 4-3 and made some thought about the deck for a little bit, talked to some people, and I decided that Candelabra Tunnels was also Tunnels. I don't know how to say it. Candlesticks. I didn't think the card was very good. Felt like it was like a little bit win more. So for Sunday, I ended up playing a Pithing Needle instead of the Candelabras, and it turned out to be very good. And I ended up finishing in second place on Sunday in a tournament for a Mox Diamond, and I ended up getting a Tundra for getting second place. It was a pretty hard tournament. There were a lot of familiar faces in the room that like you recognize that from being players there. You've seen their results, previous results. So I was pretty happy to get second place. And I think the change that I made was great. So when I got back home, I was like, well, let's see what people have been doing with Mystic Forge. And I noticed that some players were having some success with 4 Tezzerets instead of just 2, and also no Ugins. So I'm just gonna touch up a little real quick, like on the deck list. The lands I think these are kind of like standard right now, even though there's some people that are cutting Urza Saga for City of Traders. And so honestly, before I recorded this video, I did play a league that I tried at. I was talking to someone that played one of those lists, and they said they liked it. They said there was more hands that they could keep that you couldn't keep Urza Saga. And they said like, well, the constructs are not a very good win con nowadays. And that is possibly correct. From playing, if you follow my channel, you've seen me playing Black Saga Storm for a bunch of leagues. I did notice that the constructs were obviously getting a little worse, just how the meta is right now. But Urza Saga has lots of upside in this deck. One of them, it pairs up with Urza's Workshop. It is an Urza land. And if you have a combination of Urza Saga, Planar Nexus, and Urza's Workshop, now you have 3 Urza's lands, right? So, and it helps also you get to Metalcraft, also finds the Pithing Needle, Soulguiding Lantern, and later in the game, sometimes I just go look for a Manifold Key. Creating a token also triggers Glaring Fleshraker. So there are things you still want to do with Urza Saga. So I think the correct mana base for this deck is the one you're looking at here. 4 of everything, right? 4 Urza's Workshop, Tower, Urza Saga, Planar Nexus, and Ancient Tomb. And then for the artifacts, we still have the 4 Lotus Petal, 4 Monoliths. I think those are essential for this deck too. The 4 Manifold Keys, obviously you're trying to play Monolith, you want to tap on tap. Make some mana with Monolith. That's what I hear in my head when I'm tapping and tapping Monolith. And then there's a 1 copy of Mox Opal. And Mox Opal is the ones that like surprised me at first. I was like, I just 1. I was like, and the more I play with this deck, I think the correct number is just 1. It is a card that you want to maybe draw sometimes in your opening hand. And then, like I said, sometimes you just want to be able to find with Urza Saga, right? Pithing Needle, again, like I mentioned that on the BCDL event from Saturday to Sunday, I did add a Pithing Needle to my main deck. I saw some lists of people playing up to 3 Pithing Needles. That might actually be correct. Pithing Needle has definitely outperformed from like what I can tell, or overperformed. I don't know. It's been very good for me. Just in situations just like Pithing Needle on turn 1, name Wasteland. It's half of the battle against tempo decks, in my opinion. If you can just get to cast your big spells, you should be able to win the majority of your matches against decks that are playing Wastelands. So having copies of Pithing Needle in your main deck help a lot with that, instead of having to hope to get a Karn and then Karn grab Disruptor Flute or Pithing Needle. So maybe even have 3 copies might be the correct number. I'm gonna try 2 in this league. So hopefully this work out. Saga and Lantern, again, we are playing a meta that has lots of decks playing interaction with the graveyards. So Saga and Lantern is never a dead card. You can, worst case scenario, you can always just cycle it, like pay 1 mana, draw a card. Voltaic Key, it pains me to say this because this card is so iconic to me. Like I played a ton of like the mono red Kai Buddha. I think it was like a world's championship game, that championship awards champion. I'm trying to remember the decks that they used to make for the world champions. I had the deck built, not that one, but the actual with the actual cards. So I played a ton of that deck, and Voltaic Key was such a cool card with Grim Monolith and Trans Dynamo. But I do think this card is probably the weakest one in this list. So if you are trying to fit another 1-drop artifact, or like a Pithing Needle, or if you just want to try to fit another, I don't know, Candelabra. No, not Candelabra. I don't think Candelabra is not good. If you're trying to fit another Pithing Needle, or let's say an Ugin or something, maybe Voltaic Key is a card that's the cut. I noticed that a lot of times when I'm sideboarding, that's one of the cards I like to cut first. But yeah, so there's a copy of Pithing Needle that, so now we have 5 keys instead of the 6 from the previous list. Then I mentioned the Monolith, of course, because it just pairs well with Tezzeret, which is a newish addition to the deck. Tezzeret kind of works as a Pithing Needle. I mean, not Pithing Needle, Voltaic Key a lot of the times, because casting Grim Monolith on turn 1, Tezzeret, you can just get to untap Tezzeret right away. I mean, man, I'm getting all the cards confused. Grim Monolith. And also you can just search for some of your silver bullet 1-drop artifacts, right? And the cool thing with this card is that if you play a Tezzeret, and maybe some of the play patterns not might be as obvious for some of you guys. So Tezzeret doesn't have any abilities that plus the loyalty counter. So you have to play artifacts in order to go up in loyalty counters. So one of the play patterns that I noticed is that you just play a Tezzeret and go search for like a Mox Opal if you have Metalcraft. If you don't have Metalcraft, you can either just go grab a Lotus Petal and then cast the next spell you want to cast, or you can just get a Manifold Key if you still have the Monolith in play. Some of the situations, like let's say if you have Planar Nexus plus Urza's Tower, you can just use the tower to cast Tezzeret, assuming that you have a Monolith in play, of course. And you can grab a key and puts a counter back on Tezzeret, so you lose 3, but you get 1 back. Untap the Monolith, and then you can play one of your big artifacts, either Mystic Forge or the One Ring, which will put another counter back on Tezzeret. So it's rare. It's rare that Tezzeret will just like die because you don't have the loyalty counters on it. Very versatile card, and I think the card is for real. I was playing just 2 at first because I was a little skeptical. That was like, maybe the card it's good, but I don't want to draw like my opening hand. No, I think the card's very good. And then Glaring Fleshraker, which is basically like your best win con in this deck. The math on this card is still a little complicated for me sometimes when you have multiples in play, but we'll get there. We're playing on Magic Online, right? The game will do everything for me. I just believe that's correct. Karn the Great Creator, again, we have all the cool Karn targets on the sideboard. This list is also playing an extra copy of Mystic Forge, and I think that is probably correct. That was one of the cards that, as soon as you have a Fleshraker in play, Mystic Forge is just like they're best buddies. Whatever you can cast off the top will make a token. And it kind of feels like you're playing like a Storm deck sometimes, just like casting things off the top and putting Lotus Petals in play and doing damage to your opponent. Anyways, card is sweet. The previous version, I think, only had 2 in the main deck and 1 on the sideboard. And I noticed that a lot of times Karn would just go grab a Mystic Forge. So maybe just might as well have 1 in the main deck. The One Ring, again, is probably the most powerful artifact we can play in Legacy at the moment. So doesn't really have to say much about this one. And again, when you have 5 Voltaic Key effects in a Tezzeret, just tapping and tapping and just drawing tons of cards, it's always fantastic. And then Kozilek's command, the card just does everything you want it to do. It kills creatures. If you have a Fleshraker in play, making tokens is just almost like a fireball that like lets you cast more stuff afterwards. Gets the library manipulation when you do for like 5 or more like mana. If X is 5 or more, it's just amazing. Especially if you have a Mystic Forge to in play, you get to stack your deck and basically kind of go through whatever is on top of your deck. Yeah, the card does everything. And did I mention that also? Like, no, format has a lot of decks interaction with the graveyards. That card exiles the graveyard too if you want, or not everything, but the cards that matter. And then the sideboard, we have this new card. It's called Perilous Snare. I really want to try this card. We'll see how it goes with this one. It's kind of similar to Portable Hold that we had in the deck before. I saw some lists running this instead of Portable Hold, so I was like, I'm going to give it a try. I actually ordered a couple of these in paper. Card's very cheap, so I was like, maybe if I like it, I will get to play my next paper event. We still have the 2 Dismembers that really, to me, the card says like kill target, collect roof most of the times. We also, it doesn't, I haven't seen very often, but Gather Tig is still a card that sometimes I've been seeing. Well, sorry, let me phrase this correctly. I hadn't seen a Gather Tig in a long time, and now I've been seeing Gather Tigs here and there. So Dismember, just like one of the catches all. And this version is not playing Fairy Macabres. We have Leyline of the Voids, and again, I think if you're trying to play a deck that deals with Reanimator, or any deck that has Reanimator in the name, I think for a Nation Tomb deck, this might be the best answer. Fairy Macabres is very good because it's got that gotcha moment. Like, no, opponent like has a Forceful in hand. It's like, oh, I'm safe. Surgical Extraction is not going to kill it. It's not gonna do it. But Leyline is just really good. It just like nukes the graveyard from the beginning of the game. So there's some more whatchamacallit. It has a larger range, right? So it's not just against Reanimator. You can also like other decks that you think that interact with the graveyard. Like Storm, for instance, like it kind of cuts off the Gaia's Rule line. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is another one that I kind of want to see how it performs. It might be that I just want to go back to playing Fairy Macabres. I might just go to 4 Fairy Macabres. It doesn't have to be just 2. But Leyline, very good in the current legacy meta. And then the rest of the sideboard is all Karn targets, Mycosynth Lattice, Paradox Engine. That's just like one that kind of, when you're ready to combo, that's another card that I've seen some discussion about cutting it. I think the card is still necessary to play in this deck. There are some situations that you can't pass a turn back to your opponent, and having the 1 ring with Paradox Engine in play, I guess you also need like Grim Monolith so you can make mana to cast the stuff that you draw in. I think it's still a good combination, and it's a slot in the sideboard. Of course, there's like a deck construction cost, like you are playing another card in your sideboard that if you don't think it's good, then why is it there? But in my opinion, I think it's still relevant. But maybe there's just too many. It's just too much of a corner case that the situation I just described happens, right? Like, you've got an opponent's like, it's got lethal damage on the board, and you really need to not pass a turn. So that's the situations that happen to me. You go grab Paradox Engine and you play Lotus Petal, and now you untap your Monolith in your ring, and then you draw more cards. And so I think it's still necessary. And then Mystic Forge, I think I mentioned, card is great with Glaring Fleshraker. So you just have another one that you can find in Mystic Forge. I mean, with Karn the Great Creator. Ensnaring Bridge is just a card that saves your butt from dying to creatures. Liquimetal Coating is a card that can sometimes just lock down your opponent forever. They never get to cast anything, because if you have a Karn in that, you can just turn their lands into artifacts, and you can either kill the land or just make that they can't tap it. Disruptor Flute and Needle, kind of similar effects, right? One is one costs 2 mana, the other one costs 1, but this one also prevents them from casting the card. So far, I've been using this more against Nadu and Breakfast style decks, because the not do side of the deck sometimes is really hard for you to deal with. So if you have a fast hand and you get a Karn quick in play, it might be it's an option to get Disruptor Flute and name the bird so they can get it in play before you get to win. And then Tormod Crypt, again, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? It's just an artifact that just nukes the graveyard. Very important to remember, Karn does not, the -2 ability from Karn does not, it's not like we call it a wish board, but it's not like the Burning Wish or Cunning Wish. You can get any card that's in your exile, because it's outside of the game. So just something to keep in mind, you can exile your own graveyard and then grab one of those artifacts that got exiled with Karn -2. It's just something to keep in mind. Sometimes Mycosynth Lattice is usually the one that happens to me. If you cast a Mycosynth Lattice, thinking the game's going to be over, your opponent counters or destroys it, one of the plays you can do is to exile from the game and then use Karn to grab the same Mycosynth Lattice that just got countered earlier or destroyed. I don't think you can do Snow Guiding Lantern because it says exile each opponent's graveyard. You could if you want to use the trigger ability, the ETB ability, but after it's in play, you can't do it. But with Tormod Crypt, you can just target yourself, and I guess maybe you can do a Kozilek's command too. Exile target from graveyards. Yes, you can do that too. So just something to keep in mind. Karn the Great Creator does find cards from exile. And I think I've already talked too much, so we'll get started and play round 1. All right, so we're here for round 1. Let's see what our hand looks like. So it's like what? A turn 1 Tezzeret, but then it doesn't leave me with much to work with. And it's also on the draw, so I don't think that's a keepable hand. All right, so let's go ahead and mulligan this one. This one seems a little worse actually, because we have a Urza's Workshop, but no way to get to Metalcraft. So yeah, let's go to 5. We're off to a good start in this league. This one is a little more keepable because I could protect my land from Wastelands, and I have a Snow Guiding Lantern. All right, I'm gonna try to keep this one, but it's. I guess I could put Karn back and Fleshraker. Yeah, this one's a rough one. I was hoping for a mulligan into like a fast mana type of a deal, like an Ancient Tomb into like Grim Monolith, Pithing Needle. I mean, not Pithing Needle, like Manifold Key. All right, that's the beginning. I'm not sure if they're playing Wasteland, but I'm gonna name Wasteland, and I can. No, it doesn't really make any sense to play Mox Opal now. But that's a bird that lets you play the cards from the top of your library, right? Okay. May play land cards and cast bird spells. Okay. You may look at the top card. If a land comes into the battlefield, cause a trigger ability to permanently control trigger an additional time. Those cards that says something triggers an additional time, they used to be like borderline like casual Magic cards, and now they're like for real. And let's try to draw a card. Maybe we'll draw something good. We did not. I think I'm gonna save them. Excuse me. I'm gonna save the Manifold Key in case I draw like a Tezzeret or a Fleshraker. Don't know what this one does. So they are playing Wastelands. Good. You may play an additional land on each turns. You may play a card from your graveyard. Okay, that is fantastic what the opponent's doing. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna hold on to the artifacts. All right. Maybe I just die next turn, but let me see. It's almost like looks like a modern deck that they convert into a legacy deck. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into modern for a while. And the only decks I've seen modern people playing are energy and blue-black decks. So I'm assuming there's still some kind of Titan deck in the format, but okay. So when you was it a lifelong loan there? I'm sorry, maybe I missed that when I was talking. Oh, you mill cards. That's what it is. All right. Oh, they can play all the lands forever. Oh, there's some value cuts now. That's right. So I'm gonna lose 6. I'm gonna take 6 damage unless they have another land in play. I mean, hand 2 or in the top of the deck. And a 6 more. Am I just dead on board? Yeah, I'll be a 5 life. And they have 5 power. Okay. All right. Looks like they got it. Yeah, did not draw any gas after my opening hand. So I'm not really sure what the opponent is doing, like as far as sideboarding. I'm assuming I'm gonna see some number of Force of Vigors. I'm almost tempted to just like ship it back, or let's cut those 2 for 2 dismembers. Just in case I have Collector Oof too, but I'm not sure. Yeah, these hands are not looking very good. And it's not like the changes I made to the deck, or that I made for the deck. The changes that I'm testing are mattering too much. It's just, yeah, I think I'm gonna put. Well, let's see. I mean, I guess the plan is turn to Monolith and then Tezzeret play this thing, and then K command. So maybe Karn is not the card that I want to keep. Okay. I guess I play Saga because if they wasteland me on turn 1, I think Saga. I can force a Vigor too. That's a problem. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But like wasteland this. Well, I guess it gives a force of vigor. Okay, all right. So maybe this makes more sense. If they force a vigor this, and they don't force a vigor the rest of my hand. All right. I guess now I feel kind of bad for getting rid of Karn. I'm gonna tap this. Play Fleshraker. Pass. All right. So if I draw, if Urza Saga makes to the next turn, then I can grab like a Pithing. I'm not Pithing Needle. I keep saying Pithing Needle. A key. And I get to untap Monolith a couple of times with Tezzeret plus key, and maybe I can try to cast a Kozilek command for a healthy amount of damage. Not damage, but creatures and damage. Please do the Saga. Okay. All right. Now I can kill the Dryad, right? Untap this. There's a Karn that can also grab something. I'm not sure which one I want to do. I can kill Dryad. I think I want to kill Dryad and then cast Karn. So Create tokens and exile attack creature. Yes. I'm going to create tokens. I'm going to exile this creature. And we have a few triggers. I'm going to do this because I can also grab something with Karn and cast this turn. Thanks to Glaring Fleshraker. I kind of just gonna get Liquimetal Coating, I guess. I think that's a counter. There's no reason to attack. I had to mute for a second. My throat is feeling a little, I don't know, a little funny today. But yeah, just activate Liquimetal Coating. Okay, cool. So maybe we can still win. All right, and yeah, I don't think I want to change anything. I was thinking maybe put the other needle in the main deck. No, I mean not main deck, but in the deck. I think I'm just gonna ship it like this. It's always good to have a target you can find with Karn. All right, so I think this hand is good. If I draw, I think I kind of just want to draw like a Mox Opal or something. No, Mox Opal would that be okay? I think so. It is very soft to like collect roof. Did I have 3 cards in hand? Oh, the One Ring. All right, found what we're gonna cast. Make black mana for good luck. Play the thing. Untap the thing. It's funny because the other day I was playing online and I almost double click on Manifold Key to like untap itself, which on Magic Online there are things like that can happen, like you destroying your own wasteland. But luckily, Manifold Key is idiot proof or misclick proof because it says untap another target artifact, so you can't even try to untap itself. It was one of those games that I had a lot of permanents in play, and I clicked to untap and I kind of just double click. But of course, it didn't let me do it because the card doesn't allow you to do that. Oh, a wasteland. Okay. That is pretty bad. Unless, of course. Oh, still not great. Okay, so let's make black mana again for good luck. Because black is a combo color. We're going to try to draw a land here. Drew a land. I'm going to name. What am I going to name here? I'm almost tempted to just name water Log Grove. No, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to name Wasteland. I mean, I could name both, I guess. Maybe we should just mean Manifold Key instead of trying to get too cute here. Waterlogged Grove. Once upon a time. All right, cool. We got game 1, match 1, sorry. And I'll see you guys here for round 2. All right, so we're here for round 2. And yeah, this is one of the hands that looks really good for this deck. Much better than the hands in round 1. All right, seems like we might be playing against Greater Control. So the interesting thing with this hand is that in game one, I think the card that I have to worry about like early in the game is Collector Oof. And we have a way to deal with that and make creatures. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we're gonna see right now. Yeah. All right. So I think I'm just gonna kill that and make some tokens. Make tokens and exile type creature. I'm gonna make tokens. I'm gonna kill this creature. Unfortunately, the Planar Nexus #2 doesn't really add anything to it. Let me see. Might be an Atraxa here, maybe. But I mean, I'm kind of set up like here to beat pretty much anything. Oh, I was not expecting that. Maybe it is not creative control. Maybe something else. When is the second match in a row that I play against this card? I did not know this card was becoming a legacy staple. Was not aware of that. Oh, Telegate is gone. This is good to know because I don't know if they're playing just one copy. I know that my removal spells are gonna work. I think we're gonna start with the One Ring. I would love to draw another land that makes more than 1 mana. So technically, that doesn't do it yet. So I think I'm gonna do this, and we can get that out of the way. I guess I could play this. Oh no, what am I doing with this? Only makes 3 mana. That's right. What I can do though, I can untap this and then draw more cards. Okay. I should probably hold on to the Lotus Petal. Or do I want to draw a card? So if I draw a card, what's the best that can happen? I can draw another key and then untap the One Ring. No, I'm just gonna pass. Don't think I need to draw an extra card here. Still a Safekeeper. Yeah. Once upon a time. You need to know they're playing Sylvan Safekeeper because besides Wasteland, there's also, gotta keep in mind to Pithing Needle, Sylvan Safekeeper. Okay, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this now before they can recast it, right? So then I kill my Urza's Workshop. They can't really deal damage to me because I still have the ring protection. Keen-Eye Curator. Okay. Maybe they forgot that I have the ring protection. Very fair that they forgot. So right now I'm only making 4 mana. how I want to do this. I think I'm just going to start by drawing cards. Still haven't found a Fleshraker. This makes 4 mana. Huh. I'm wondering if I can grab Paradox Engine and get this thing going. So like I would need 4 mana for Karn and then 5 for Paradox Engine. So that's 9. So that's I have 4, and then this thing taps for. Oh, I don't have Metalcraft. But now I do. So that taps for 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's plenty of mana. And I should be able to just draw my deck, I think, at this point. Nope. Okay. They considered, but the point was like I was gonna tap Grim Monolith with this, cast Karn, and then grab Paradox Engine, and then play the Lotus Petal, untaps the 1 ring, and then you kind of just make mana and draw cards until I would draw into my Fleshrakers, and then probably win the game from there. All right, so I think I want to cut one of the Voltaic Keys. Voltaic Key, by the way, one of my favorite cards when I was playing mono red, Grim Monolith, and Throne's Dynamo deck in Saga block or I'm sorry, Saga standard. But yeah, it's just unfortunately Manifold Key kind of power crap Voltaic Key out of the format. So I think I'm gonna add a Dismember. I mean, I want to second Dismember too, but I mean, I already have Kozilek's command, so I don't know how many removal spells I need. I think Needle might be more relevant, so I don't just die to Wasteland. But Dismember is also good because, like, if it used to go like Dork, tap 3, Green Sun Zenith, Collector Roof, then I'm in trouble. Soul Guiding Lantern also helps against their auto shenanigans plan where they tried to Wasteland me out of the game. I think I'm just gonna go like this. It is a little. I still have a hard time on sideboarding with this deck because everything seems to be part of a plan, right? With the deck, you can't just. I'm gonna keep this one. You can't just like take Karns out, or you can take Tezzeret. I mean, Tezzeret, I guess I could shave a couple of them, but. So I think I'm gonna give them Urza's Tower for them to Wasteland if they want to. This is interesting because now I could turn 1 Tezzeret, but then what do I do? All right, I do that. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's something. So I could search for an artifact. I'm thinking just getting Lotus Petal here, really. I don't really have a basic. Maybe I should also put like 1 waste in the deck. So I can get a Lotus Petal. Or like a Mox Opal. I guess I got a Petal. And we'll play Petal. And that puts a counter on this guy. Next turn, I can put another counter on this guy. And then cash in and get another artifact, I guess. So next turn, I don't think I can get to Metalcraft next turn, right? Play Saga. No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna play this thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Tez around. And I'm gonna try to play Saga last because of this thing. So pay a mana and draw a card. Kind of interesting. I decided to do this in the middle of my turn. Maybe they had their reasons. Why did the Reliquary? Okay, so they can probably start finding wastelands with this. I don't want to draw an artifact here. That's an artifact. I'm gonna play this thing. I'm gonna trigger this, and now I can go down in. I can get a Manifold Key. I can tap, play this. That gets a counter too. And I'm gonna tap this. And I kind of just like playing a Forge. All right, this is pretty good to have it on top of my deck, so I think I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have Metalcraft, of course, for the Urza's workshop, but I think that's quite all right. So they have 3 cards in hand. If like Collector Roof is their plan, I can just Dismember. By the way, they don't see this card, in case you're wondering. Like I look at the top of my library, it's not reveal the top of your library and then do the thing. Yeah, so they're gonna try to collect Roof here. I'm glad I brought the Dismember. All right, cool. And yeah, they get to attack Taz for 1 if they want. They didn't want to attack at all. Okay, that's fair too. Okay. So this makes 2 mana. So I'm gonna play a Saga. I get more mana. I'm gonna cast Glaring Fleshraker. I can tap this, and we're gonna try to kill this. Oh. Now I'm gonna play a Mox Opal. I'm gonna heal this thing because it's gonna be annoying if I don't. This gets another counter. And I think I'm gonna well, hold on a second. I can just use the mana from this, right? Untap this. Untap this. Yeah, I think I can go all in on the mana, right? So black. All right, so create tokens and exile target creature. All right, I'm gonna create tokens and I'm gonna try to exile this one. Oh, I can use this mana too. Realize that. As soon as you click on the token, they know what you're trying to cast. I mean, at least that's my experience playing against Forge and with Forge. And the math with Fleshraker is only 1. It's pretty straightforward. It gets a little complicated when you have more than 1 in play. Alright, so we're gonna play Monolith. And that's kind of breaking right here. Okay, cool. But the play now I think it would just be to, so hold on. This is what's gonna create another token. So I would have 6. So 6 tokens plus 3 from the Monolith, that's 9. I could cast Karn. I have 5 mana left over, then actually I'm not really sure what I'll get from my sideboard. Alright, cool. So 2-0 and play twice versus that green creature that you can play lands from the graveyard. See how it goes in round 3. Alright, so we're back here for round 3. Let's see. I'll be on the play for this one. This hand is everything I want from this deck. So I just need a good follow-up now, I guess. Alright, so I'm gonna play Monolith. And we should get some triggers here. So we're going to untap this. Make 3 mana. I'll play Fleshraker. And I'm gonna play this thing. And I'm gonna yield the triggers. And then Tezzeret, we also get a trigger. And I think I can just pass a turn. As long as I don't, like, oops, I guess on turn 1. This is a very good start. The cool thing is that I also have a lot of mana too, so if I, no, basically if I top deck anything besides another Tezzeret, I should be in a good spot here. Is like mono red or painter? That's usually what I think when I see a turn 1. Oh, a braid. Okay, so it seems like it could just be painter then. I think I'm gonna play a land. I'm gonna tap this thing. And I'm just gonna do it for max value here. Alright, so we're going to make tokens and scry and draw cards, I think. Both targets are gonna be me, right? That's probably one of the better top decks actually, because then I can sink all the mana into it. Now, resolving this card in paper was a bit of a challenge for me, to be honest. Alright, so I have 8 mana. I think I want to keep the 2 lands to draw at 1 point. So this is going to go to the bottom. And this 2 can go on like top. I think the keys can go on top too. I don't think I want to expose the Fleshraker quite yet. I think I'll do next turn. Cool. And I get to draw a card. And I'll pass. I guess I could have put one of the keys on top to untap Monolith this turn, but I don't think it makes much sense actually. That's a very explosive turn too for me. Fable. Should be able to untap the One Ring a few times this turn. Alright, so we're gonna draw some cards. So how do I want to do this? I think I'm gonna save the Urza Saga for last, right? Because I have the the other land coming up. Um. Okay, they conceded. Yeah, I think that was correct, right? Untap the one ring, draw 3 cards. I think I know one of them is a land that's going to make this make more mana than the keys. Yeah, you know. All right, so I'm just assuming this is Painter. And I don't know if I even want to sideboard here. I mean, I could bring Dismembers for silly things like Goblin Welder, but then Needle is also good. Soul Guiding Lantern is good. Again, I could probably shave the key for like a Dismember just so I have an extra piece of removal. So that's like 5 of them. Yeah, I think this is fine. And I think I still need the Needle and a sideboard so I can search with Karn. So Guiding Lantern is it's a good card. I think I still have to keep the Manifold Keys. Those are the cards I usually go for, like when I want to sideboard. But so in this list, I don't have the extra fluff like really like I had in the other list. That had cards like Candelabra and Basalt Monolith. That used to be my cards that I used to like to sideboard out if it's a match that I think I need to go faster, or if I need to deal with pesky permanents from the opponent. I think I'm gonna keep this one. If it is Painter, really, like Karn is like one of my best cards against them. Yeah, so Painter on turn 1. No, see what I draw first before making any decisions. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play Tezzeret. And I'm gonna get a Petal so I can get a trigger off Tezzeret. Mindbreak Trap. Wow, that's aggressive. All right. My Tezzeret probably will die this turn. Okay. So Great Furnace. Stable Mirror Breaker. Okay. So Karn can come down and make things a little harder for my opponent. Since I don't want my Karn to die, I think I'm just gonna kill their land first. This also helps with the tokens from the shop. I mean, not tokens, but the treasure tokens. Yes, yes, they are tokens. Mindbreak Trap. Wow, that was not on my radar for cards that they were gonna cast against me. All right, so they're probably gonna attack both of them into Karn. Karn is gonna be a 3 loyalty. I could grab a card with Karn, but then it's gonna be like a 1-shot type of deal. Okay. Yeah, let's see what I draw first, because if I draw something silly like a 1 ring, then I can. Oh, this probably works too. Alright, so I think I'll play Saga. And I could kill. I mean, I could grab a card and then Kozilek's command something and make some tokens. Huh. Let's see. What I would, if I was gonna get something, I could Kozilek's command for 3 here, right? It's not enough to cast like the Forge, for instance. Ensnaring Bridge doesn't protect my Karn because I'll have 3 cards in hand. I guess I, I could get Liquimetal Coating, I guess. So let me see if I kill Painter and then have Liquimetal Coating. Yeah, let's see. Or I could just, yeah, I think I'm just gonna kill. What if I kill Goblin Shaman token? No, I think I'm gonna kill Painter. This and this. I'm gonna make some tokens because they have another Painter in the graveyard, but do I care about it? Because they're virtually the same thing, right? Because I'm gonna put a token in front of it. That's a 2/2. Oh, so what are we doing? Yeah, make tokens, exile target creature 2 or less, or X or less. Tokens and all right, that way I can and I can stop Ancient Tomb from making mana on their turn. So they don't get a token this turn. I mean, even if they do, I'm going to have my own token too. But I have a red source. All right. That could be okay. That was one of the things I was like, this could happen, but luckily I have not a Karn, so. But now they have all their mana unlocked. Goblin Engineer. Mm-hmm. Does the monolith change anything? Think about just playing Karn anyways. And I know what that picture I mean. I'm just trying. It's just easier for me to do the math this way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to block their red mana. So now they have to make a decision before they get to draw. Also, when Saga, the first Saga here goes away, I can go grab Sogan Lantern. All right, let me copy of that. Okay, so they grab a flute. Gonna make a token. All right, needle and Karn the Great Creator. Yeah, they can attack for 2, I guess. Right, so both are Karn. I think I'm gonna save my life total. I mean, it could be the needle, the Goblin Engineer. No, I think I'm gonna do this thing first. I'm gonna take Disruptor Flute from them. I'll play this, and we'll play this. And I can't get attack. I can make a token, or I can untap my stuff. My stuff, I mean, Grim Monolith. I'm gonna untap Monolith. And I think I'm just gonna pass. And then on their turn, I can try to lock down this thing again. Not a Saga. They can't attack. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make mana. I think this time we get a needle. And I'm going to name probably Goblin Engineer. Goblin Engineer? No, maybe Reflection of Kiki Jiki. Well, if I do Goblin Engineer, then I can just kill the Reflection with Dismember. Yeah, okay. All right. And what I can do, I can filter this black mana. Make black mana here to tap this and kill the thing. And not lose any life total. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. Try to lock down the red source again. The problem is I don't have a way to get rid of Pithing Needle, so this Karn is just never gonna go away. I mean, this Pithing Needle is never gonna go away. Play the Lotus Petal, I guess. And make a token. Yeah, seems good. I don't think I want to untap my Monolith and lose 2 life, right? Because if I draw the 1 ring, it's virtually the same thing. Grindstone. Okay, so this I need to have a painter to do all that. Um, I'll say go. I don't know if I need to start paying attention to the clock. I do have 14 minutes now. We're pretty good here, I think. I guess a big problem if they cast Fury here, I guess, and kill my Karn and Fleshraker. Because then they can actually combo me with a Grindstone. That's a very good draw. I almost think about cashing in on Saga and Lantern. Yeah, just problem if the moment I do this, then they draw Wilder, and then I can lose to Grindstone at any moment. All right, so tap those two and tap this. I just need to draw like Mystic Forge or I wonder if I'm giving them too much time. Oh, I forgot to do this thing. Okay. That was me being too quick on my finger here. Pressing the yes. I can do this at beginning of combat. Same thing. All right. Do I want to draw a card off a Saga and Lantern? Guy's not bad. What do I have that I can? Disruptor Flute. Okay. Well, then I guess I'm not doing anything with Tezzeret neither. I have to draw a Mystic Forge, I guess. That's the only acceptable draw step now. I don't. The only problem also, like, if I. No, actually, no. I have the token, so even if I draw 2 lands off a Saga and Lantern, then I can still. I can still like just block one of them. But if I draw a land again, then it's awkward, right? Part of me is like, maybe they're holding up a Goblin Weldering hand, and it's like the moment I lose Saga and Lantern, then I lose. And I have a lot of live top decks too. Like the second Karn is, I mean, it's good, right? Because now it's a lot harder for them to kill this one. Start with 5, right? They can't just fury that one. Okay, so I think now I'm a little bit more comfortable drawing a card off of Saga and Lantern. There's 7 life too, so if I draw 3 artifacts. Oh. Let's see if I draw something interesting here. Did not. If they want to attack a Golem Engineer, I'll just block. Alright, so basically in the same spot again. Well, what I can do now is I can tap down 2 of their lands, right? But now I think I actually have to start watching my clock. Because they have a lot of like needle effect in the deck. Because there was also another Disruptor Flute that I got rid of. Not a Tezzeret. Yeah, I guess I'll play it. I don't think I want to like. Oh, I have to pay 6. Oof. Okay. So I definitely should play now so I don't accumulate cards in my hand. I'll keep this one. I'll best. Alright, we're gonna F6. I can save some time. Alright, yeah, I think I'm like maybe 1 Mystic Forge or the 1 ring would probably be fine too, because then I'll be able to draw 3 cards in the same turn. I have 6 cards in hand. Lightning Bolt's a card that's in their deck too, so I gotta keep that in mind. So if I draw, I'll take 3 damage on my turn, and then I'm just dead to a Lightning Bolt. Oh, didn't want to do that. I want to look at my sideboard. Maybe that's what they're waiting to do, just like double bolt me. A braid. Oh, needle. Okay. What do they do? Oh, painter? No, painter doesn't do it, right? I mean, I guess it does if they also have a blast effect. They don't have those. All right, let's not for now. I mean, I think they would have done it if they had, but. Oh, what they can do, they can. All right, I'm gonna concede, but they. Oh no, what did they blast? They blast the Ensnaring Bridge. What happened to the construct token? I guess that's what they used to. Well, that's interesting. Maybe they think I have Remarkable in my deck. Blocks. So block here. Take 3. I wonder if they like. Yeah, if they think I have something in my deck that stops their combo, because otherwise I think it would make more sense to just kill Karn and then kill me, but we'll see. Maybe I can capitalize on my opponent. expecting me to have something in my deck that's not there. Well, it didn't matter. They have enough power on the board to kill me. Huh. Okay, so maybe I should have another copy of Dismember. The needles were good though. But I mean, they don't win the game though, right? It's just like delays until they top deck something. I think I'm gonna keep this. The deck's gonna provide me with a Grim Monolith. I'll get 2 mana. Yeah, maybe I'll keep Taz around. So I could eat something. I mean, eat this and then. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. So Tezzeret will make another spawn. No, it doesn't make because it's now I have colored spells. I could just play Taz and then get a needle and just name like Grindstone, I guess. Or I can tap and because Mox Opal is not going to make mana after this turn. So what am I looking for, really? Karn would be pretty good because then I can kill Great Furnace. What do I want to do? So the plan is... No, I think I'm just going to let it resolve and then I get Taz next turn and then... Alright, I'm just going to get Pithing Needle. Sack this. Play this. Grindstone, I guess. Thing triggers. And I have 4 mana again. Because Mystic Forge had to find exactly... Actually, I was like, Mystic Forge... Oh, colorless spells. Okay, so I would be able to cast more artifacts still, but not Glaring Fleshrakers or K commands. It's only for 3 mana. So try. No, probably want to do creatures and exile target creature. So interesting. The creatures come into play, kill it, but okay, but it doesn't trigger because they had color when they came into play. Kill my Fleshraker. If they attack into Taz, they can kill Taz. Doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna be able to. I mean, I can, but it's not super relevant. I think I'd rather have. So I think I'm gonna do like this. I'll go to 8. That's fine. Ugh. Give me a 1 ring. Do you want to eat 2 cards? No, because I don't get to see them before this happens. Okay, never mind. So Planar Nexus is just gone, but then I think I might die to this Goblin Shaman then. I'm gonna attack and I have to block, I guess, because I'm at 7. I have 5 minutes on the clock too. I hate to be in that situation. Another Disruptor Flute. Hey, okay. This might just be game, right? Because even if I block, I'm gonna be at 3 life. Is that correct? Well, I guess 1 ring can still do something. Are they gonna just attack with 1 creature? Okay. Alright, so I can still tap my Ancient Tomb, I guess. And then honorably die to a lightning bolt. Yeah, well. Well played, opponent. I hit a lot of those cards to stop my planeswalkers. Cool. That was round 3. We're back here for round 4. Alright, so we're back here for round 4. I take a little break because last round was a long match. Yeah, this hand is fantastic. I think I really want to order in a way that he comes into play afterwards, right? So I can try to possibly I'm gonna probably listen to the podcast that we record. Legacy Small Talk. Should make more advertising on the podcast. So that's gonna trigger. Then I'm gonna untap this. And I guess it's gonna go to one ring. Both gonna trigger. Tezzeret's already 6. So draw a card. Okay, that's a very good card to draw too. It's a very good turn 1. Oh, is this like an undo deck? But it seems like. Okay, so let's draw some cards first. Okay. I'm gonna untap this. Try to play Karn. And this can untap this. Play a land. And I'm going to try to make a token. Kill a creature. Meantime. That way I get to play around days. And I'm gonna go get Liquimetal Coating. More damage. Alright. And try to lock that down. Brainstorm. Alright. I'm gonna have 6 because not really doing anything after that. So they really have to find an answer this turn, I think. This match gets so much different post board though. Alright, so I'm gonna some damage here for my own ring. I gotta draw more cards. Make that into a land. I mean artifact. Do this. I'm going to untap this. I'm gonna try to do this in a way that Fleshraker doesn't just die. Feels like a waste of mana not. Oh, let me do this. I don't think I need the extra land. Okay, I'm glad I did that. Yeah, they're gonna plow this. My so in response, I'm gonna try to make tokens and do this cry draw cards. Choose player, choose player. And I'm gonna sink all my mana into it. Kind of like all these cards. think I'm just gonna keep the ring. Okay. Oops, that's my library. That's too big. I could do this again. Yeah, let's do that again. Is that good? Probably not, but not a Karn. I don't think Karn is what I'm looking for here. So now that will resolve this one, this one. And one more. I think I'm gonna keep this one though. Okay, and yeah. A wasteland. Okay. All right. So I think I'm gonna try to play this Fleshraker. I guess I can play this one. Okay, cool. Then we're gonna start casting things from the top of our library. I'm not really sure. Is this Nadu or because it's Wastelands? Huh. I mean, their name is that Maverick Joe. Is it really Maverick? I think I'm gonna cut these two and bring the two Dismembers just in case I see some collector oof. All right, so let's see what we got here for our game 2. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this one. It's a little vulnerable to like a Force of Vigor, I guess, but not too terrible. Second Nexus. much rather prefer a first. The days. I'm gonna be a little sad. Right, well, I don't know. I kind of like think they might have a days. If I play like this, no, do the same thing. Like if I respond and I can't force a vigor. All right, so I think I'm gonna play this guy. Plays around days. Oh, consigned to memory. Okay. All right, I'll play a second. Manifold Key. Didn't think about consigned to memory. I was really thinking force a vigor, days. Whoa, collect roof. That's exactly what I wanted to see, right? All right, so what I need to do is hopefully cross my fingers and draw a dismember and try to dismember the Oofy. Gatoctig too. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so I'm gonna take 3 to the face. I think maybe if I was playing a league by myself, I would go a little longer here, but the chance of me getting out of that one are very, very slim. Yeah, I'm just gonna ship it back like this. I think it makes sense what I did then. Collect roof and get a Teague. Opponents, why are you being so mean to me? All right, so here versus Saga this time. Only reason I'm saying that's because it's a card that can get around the Collect roof and get a Teague. Okay. Oof. I thought it was a force of vigor there. I was like, please don't do that. So what am I gonna get here? I think I'm just gonna get. I think I'm just gonna get the metal coat again. And one of the things I can do, let's say if they play a fetch and pass, I can tick down Karn and I can. Ooh. Okay, so let's see. Untap. Tap. Hmm. No, it's not enough mana. Even if I get Needle, I mean not Needle, Voltaic Key with this. If I get Voltaic Key, no, but then I can't. Liquimetal Coating. Oh, is it? So tap to make 4 mana. Play Tower or Saga, doesn't matter. Play Saga. Go get to this. Yeah, that's 4, 5. Play Key. Done 4. It is 6 mana, right? Hold on a sec. So 3, 5. Get Key. Down to 4. Tap 4. That's 6. Yeah. Okay, I guess that does what I wanted to do. Oh no, that doesn't. Did I miscount somewhere here? Oh, I did, didn't I? Oh, that's terrible. Okay. I might have thrown this game. All right. I mean, I do put them in a situation that they have to either tap Hierarch or attack Karn, right? Okay, that one is actually okay in this case then. All right, so this makes 2 mana. Is that correct? Yes. So I'm gonna play this guy first. And then I can play this. Oh, I should have killed it. All right. I could have just killed the Savannah first. Like I did in game 1. Yeah, should have just done that first. Luckily I have another Fleshraker, so it's not as terrible. I'm gonna tap this. So if I play Fleshraker, untap the ring. Wow, that was such a punt. Okay, you can play this, make another token. I would have 2 Fleshrakers. No, all right. I guess I just kind of hope that my Saga tokens can get there. I mean, I still have a Karn in play that can grab things, right? I have the what should we call it? The Perilous Snare. That card's a mouthful. And a Reclaimer. Okay, if that's all they're doing, then I'm okay for now. All right, so what I'm gonna do is tap this, sack this, make a construct. Target triggers again. Right, the one ring will do some damage to me. Is that too greedy to just make mana? If I make 2 mana, no, I think I'm just gonna do like this. I have a feeling maybe the game is gonna be over this turn. And if they don't fetch, I'm just gonna name it the Misty Rainforest. Okay, and I can place. Let's draw more cards. All right, so play Tower. This makes 2 mana. No. And tap this. Okay, I think now I can just go off here, right? I think. Then it'll be Grim Monolith. Let me do yield out. I was having such a hard time playing this combination of cards in paper. All right, cool. What do they have? Oh, it's just Lansing. What is it? Never seen the art before. Yeah, Gattatig is definitely a problem, but the fact they didn't have the same combination they had in game 2, Teague and Oof. Cool. So that was round 4. I will see you guys here for round 5. All right, 5th and final round of the league. I will be on the play. I'm gonna select to be on the play. It almost feels like a trap, but all right, I'm gonna keep it. Should I keep it? No, I already said yes, but all right. Where this workshop is like, it's a card I'm still trying to figure out like how to sequence correctly with it. I mean, obviously there's the easy ones like when you have multiple artifacts, but sometimes. All right, so we're gonna play this. I am going to untap. I'm tempted to just grab something silly like a Mox Opal. Maybe a key. Yeah, it's gonna get a key. The other option would be to untap Grim Monolith and hold up Kozilek's command, but I don't know if that's really necessary. Oh, maybe it was. Looks like we're about to get stormed. Maybe not. Maybe they're just doing this so they can have Metalcraft. So if I don't lose this turn, my hand is very, very good. Looks like I'm about to lose this turn. Oh, hold on. It's like they're short 1 mana from. They can echo, I guess. If they have echo in their deck, but they can't besiege. No. 3 black mana. Oh, Necrodominance. Okay. That's a good one. They did give me Wish Claw Talisman though. Interesting. They're playing like the deck that I was playing before, we'll call it the Tony Scapone Saga Storm. Alright, so they conceded. The Leyline is okay. Pithing Needle, I mean, I don't know if it's worth bringing Leyline. It does cut off the Gaia's Will lines. All right, so maybe I'm just gonna cut a Voltaic Key. If that's what I'm gonna do, then might as well do this. Maybe I should even, I'll do this. So it becomes a target that I can look for Wishclaw Talisman, but I think the plan is really to get Karn the Great Creator on turn 1. Really, that's my plan here. This hand doesn't do anything. Just like a sitting duck, I guess. Well, it's a turn 2 Karn. Maybe this hand would be good on the... You know what? I'm going to try to... Well, they do play discard spells. I'm going to keep it. If they cast a Duress, they probably just take Karn. Yeah, okay. So they're on the more like discard, try to kill. They might have 2 discard spells, but... Alright, so I'm just going to play this. The tower, and then I can play Nexus next turn. And Tezzeret can find a 1-drop artifact and cast in the same turn. Yep, going to harass me again. Probably take Karn. Yep. And I think at this point, my best option here is to play this. I'm going to go down. And I guess this specific scenario, I probably would like to have Soulguine Lantern in my deck. Leyline, right on time. If I play a second Tezzeret, grab a Lotus Petal, I still can cast. No. Yeah, I don't have Metalcraft here. Okay, so they're doing it. Do they have to ad nauseum here, I think? Yeah. I wonder if I should have take 1 point of damage off of them. Alright, if I see an LED, that means they for sure got it. They're 17 life, yeah, from 20 there. Oh, they drew guys will, so they can't do that. Alright, there's an LED. Alright. Okay, so Oh, it's gonna ship it back. Plan is to try to get Karn in play turn 1. I think. This hand doesn't do anything on turn 1. This one is okay, I think. I'm gonna put this back. It's gonna be like really hard for me to find a hand that actually does something super busted on turn 1. So I'm gonna play this and this and pass. Because like the way I see now, if they duress me, they probably take the ring or Thoughtseize, whatever. So I can always just they took Monolith. Not sure about that, but maybe it works out for them. I don't have Metalcraft, unfortunately. So if I create a token using Lotus Petal, is that better? Well, then Workshop will make 2 mana on my turn, right? No, it won't make 2 mana. Never mind. Because then I lose Metalcraft again. Well, I have Needle for that, so I think... Can I draw land? Karn. Well, that works too. If I make Mox Opal, it makes 3 mana, right? Yes. This might actually force a concession too. Being someone that played on from the other side of the board, it's pretty miserable to play against Karn with this deck. Thoughtseize, okay, yeah. Fortunately, I can't just get Liquimetal Coating, so I guess still got land or Tormod Crypt. Get Tormod Crypt, so that way I have... Alright, so now I have Metalcraft again. Oh, maybe they're gonna win here. Yeah, as I was saying, they could besiege for that Necrodominance and try to kill me with that. I'm just gonna have 6. I do have a copy of Flute. On my sideboard. Let's get Liquimetal Coating. Candy Trail. There's a Saga. Okay. No black mana though. So I'm gonna drew. I think I'm gonna try to kill both of these. Draw a land. This thing is making 3 mana. I mean 2 mana. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to stop there. Okay. by killing 2 lands, I meant like, sorry, just to make it clear what I was trying to do. Sorry, I had to think about for a second there. On their upkeep, I was gonna Voltaic Key, Voltaic Key, Manifold Key, the Liquimetal Coating, and then try to make this into an artifact too, and then hopefully they don't have another swamping hand. They had to be a swamp, and I think if they're still on the same list, it's like 3 swamps in the deck, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's how many I was playing, or Spire of Industry. So they had 3 cards that they could have to kind of start the chain, because all the artifact mana would be not usable. So that was a 4-1 with this deck. Like I mentioned in the intro, one card that I was like afraid that maybe I was gonna miss from the previous list was Boseiju. Just for reference, again, that's the list I played at BCDL. So I had 2 copies of Boseiju in the sideboard, but it was a little lighter on Graveyard Hate because I only had 2 Fairy Macabres. And then, of course, the Saga and Lantern. This list has 4 Leyline of the Void, which I still think that if you really want to beat a deck that's called Reanimator, I think Leyline is the best option. Maybe if you're playing a blue deck, then obviously things like Surgical Extraction might be a little better. Cards you can actually cast, because if you're playing a deck that's playing Brainstorms and stuff, Leyline, it's a terrible top deck. But no, like a deck like this one, I don't call it Stompy, but like an Ancient Tomb deck, I think Leyline of the Void is probably the best option. Fairy Macabre is good too, just because it's not something that can be countered, and 2, we still get like that gotcha moment, like they thought they were safe, now you're not. Force of Will is not going to save you from that. But of course, there's some like deck constructions cost to that. The other card that I was hoping to try was the Perilous Snare. I saw that card like in a few different lists, both going up to BCDL. I mean, the weeks before BCDL and after. I was looking at some of the results from the challenges, and I saw this card, and I was like, all right, that's interesting. It's kind of sort of like another option instead of a portable hole. So I'll probably have to play some more leagues with this card to see which one makes sense. And it's virtually the same issue as casting, because if they have a Collector Roof or No Rod, you still need Planar Nexus to cast it. That's the only way you can get the white mana if your artifacts are locked down, so you can't Lotus Petal or Mox Opal. So as far as being 3 mana or 1 mana, I don't think it matters as much. Most of those decks I just mentioned, they're not going to be playing Chalice of the Void, and I mean, I guess Mono Red would be playing both, right? But then I think at that point, like, no, Karn can probably just like take care of a Chalice. I did play against Mono Red like at BCDL, and if you listen to the Legacy Small Talk podcast, you'll hear me talk about it. And I don't think there was Chalice wasn't really an issue. I think there was one game that they had Chalice on 0 and 1. And still eventually I was just able to get Karn and get rid of the one that matter, I think, which is the one for 1 mana. And the other card that I mentioned briefly that I was like, maybe I missed that one too, is the Big Ugin. What is it called? I mean, I guess it's not a big Ugin. Maybe it is. Is it bigger than the other ones? Ugin Eye of the Storms. I thought the card was fantastic over the weekend. It's going to sound very inefficient, but even as a 7 mana Vindicate? Well, it doesn't destroy lands. But anyways, even as a 7 mana Vindicate, or a card that just exiles a permanent, it felt really good. The only way it gets stopped is if like the opponent has a consign to memory. But again, if this card sticks, and I'm going to say like a 7 mana spell should win a game, but there are some 7 mana spells in the format that won't just win a game. This card against any mid-range deck, it's really, really good, right? So like any deck that's trying to attack you with creatures, this card just dominates the board, right? And so I think, I don't know if I'll like it here. I think I'll probably have to cut a Mystic Forge and maybe a Tezzeret. But Tezzeret felt a little better in this league, to be honest, than when I played in paper and with the other list, I think. So I don't know. Maybe if I want to try to squeeze 2 Ugins in here and see how that goes. The 5th Voltaic Key, I mean, the 5th key, Voltaic Key, that got side out a lot, and I think it is probably the weakest card in the main deck. I think like Pithing Needle, it's a very good card in the current meta. A lot of the games you lose are because you get your stuff wastelanded, so having answers to wasteland in the main deck, pretty good. Also, it didn't come up in this league, but a flip Tameo can be a problem too, so Needle, the flip side of the Tameo, it's excellent. Some of the situations that I've seen happening to me was like having Needle on the flip side of Tameo and having a Karn in play basically makes Tameo not do anything, right? Because they can attack, but they're not going to draw cards off of the clue because you have Karn, and Needle can just stop the backside. Yeah, I like I said, maybe this deck still doesn't have like a stock 75, but maybe there's no. I used to have a gym friend that used to say that there's no wrong way to eat the Reese's cup. So maybe that's the situation here. Like maybe just play whatever at a combination of these 75 cards, and the other school of thought is some people are cutting Urza Saga for City of Traders. I briefly tried that before recording this video because I thought about recording with that list, and I did not find it to be the correct choice. But maybe in a couple of days you'll see me casting some, I mean not casting, but playing some City of Traders instead of Urza Saga. But my first impression was that was not the way I want to go with this deck. Cool. Again, thanks everyone for watching. I think this league was pretty sweet to watch. I'm having a lot of fun playing this deck. I got some new cards for it. I know there's no Basalt Monolith in this one, but I did get a pretty nice FBB Basalt Monolith that kind of looks like this one, except that it's not in English. English ones, black border, are extremely expensive for me for being a card that are very fringe. Also, if you guys don't know, Kai Sawatari, artist that makes tokens and paintings and things like that. He also streams and very good Doomsday player. Also got some tokens from him, so you can go to his website. I'll try to leave the link below. If you saw me playing on paper, BCDL, the pink tokens that I was playing that had the Eldrazi looking creatures, they were from his website. I actually just ordered some more from him. As it turns out, 3 tokens wasn't nearly enough when you're playing Glaring Fleshrakers and Kozilek's command, so I got a few more. And I'll have the deck on my Mox Field. So I didn't know it was a thing, but you can follow people on Mox Field. I follow a few people that I really like their work that they do for pre-modern. So those are the ones I follow. But you can hit the follow button on Mox Field. I'm also on Blue Sky and Twitter and Twitch. I still stream at least like twice a month, mostly to give out play points from Daybreak that they give us content creators. And also me, Mike might be here still on the he's always on the list of the trophy leaders. That's embarrassing. I can't find his name right here. Oh, I have to scroll up because he's got more trophies than just one. Eureka. Maybe I'm just gonna type. Might be easier that way. Yeah. Oh, Mike's only got one this month so far. Eureka 22422 and Geodude Jared. We record a weekly Legacy podcast called Legacy Small Talk. So check it out. Love hearing feedback on the podcast too. And yeah, with that, I'll see you guys next time for the next video.